Morning everyone. Today I'm going to give you my weekly update as the journey of a serial entrepreneur. So it is a cold Monday morning and it's about 4 degrees, so winter attire is well and truly out. I will do an episode on running and how to dress accordingly. And my rule of thumb is anything under 6 degrees is winter attire conditions. But anyway, I digress. So it's the weekly update. So what's happened over the past week and what's been good, what's been bad. Let's analyse, let's go deep dive, let's see where we are. Well, the first big thing that happened was I ran my world record marathon attempt to be the fastest male marathon runner dressed as a ninja. I'm proud to say that smashed the current record, which was 4 hours and 17 minutes and 50 seconds. I came in at about 3 hours 55, 30 or something in my ninja outfit. So check out my Facebook live stream if you haven't already done so to see what it takes to run a marathon. But not only that, see what it takes to run a marathon dressed in a ridiculous outfit in horrible conditions, and the kind of the journey that you kind of go through and how difficult it is to kind of accomplish that. So hopefully you get a chance to check that out. So that was on the Sunday. So this week has inevitably been a little bit of a slower week. However, not that much slower, which is good. So let's do it in the order of business. So the order of the businesses is Property Empire Investments, which is our deal sourcing business, number 1. Property Empire Builder, which is our property coaching business, number 2. My property business, number 3. Number 4 is the social media content repurposing agency, which is yet to be launched. And number 5 is the number 5 is a new one, which is the Property Empire material supply business, which is where we supply furniture and materials for our deal sourced refurbs. So first and foremost, Property Empire Investments. What's happened? Well, we've got to meet this week to iron out a few creases because we've actually got 2 deals left to sell. They've both technically been sold. We're just waiting for the money to come in, verbal agreement on them. And although our pipeline is hugely strong in terms of the number of deals that comes to the forefront, the actual number that we've had offers accepted isn't quite where it needs to be at this moment in time. And there's a few reasons for that. Is one, the person who's making the offers isn't experienced with the process, so they're kind of learning it as they go. And secondly, agents in particular sometimes look a little bit kind of nervously upon people that just offer without viewing. Morning. So it's there's a few things to kind of overcome there because we have this huge number. We're probably sourcing anywhere between 5 and 10 suitable deals every day. We're then doing our postcode checks, and these should be the ones that we make an offer on. And we'd expect somewhere to probably get maybe at least kind of maybe 20 to 50% of our offers should be accepted, depending on the pipeline. Now, the skill of the progressor in terms of making the offers is controlling the flow of the pipeline. You don't want 20 deals just sitting there, because technically we've put our name to buy them all. And if we haven't found an investor, then you can start losing relationships with potentially good estate agents very, very quickly. So you have to control it, but you do need to have kind of a minimum float of deals that we have stock to continuously sell. So if last week, I think we had another 10 grand come in. This week, we're expecting the same because our last 2 deals have been sold. So we're expecting to get another 10 grand hit the account this week. We're then out of stock in terms of deals to sell, which is a position we should never ever be in. So we're all getting together on Wednesday, completely productive, and we're going to thrash it all out in terms of what are the sticking points, what are the rules, how we're going to offer, to really try and bottom out while there's a slight bottleneck. And this is completely normal when you start a new business. I mean, bear in mind, we're 3 months in, and we've turned over 35 grand in 3 months with very, very little overhead, which is super high margin stuff, this, and it's quite chunky cash. But we expect to be able to shift probably somewhere in the region of maybe 8 to 10 deals a month will be the first target we kind of get to, and we're pretty much there in terms of our run rate at the moment. So we want to continue this and maintain whatever consistency. So just need to iron these little tweaks out and make sure that's right. So overall property empire investments is going really, really well. Delighted about the kind of MVP processes we've got in place. It's just a little bottlenecks you then need to keep an eye on and just tweak, iterate the process just to make sure that it's all set to kind of run independently. So number 2, property empire builder. There'll be quite a lot of focus on that for the coming week, pure and simply because finally our copywriter has produced all the copy, first draft. We need to go through that and check out any bits we've got questions on. Morning. And just any adjustments or anything needs to be made or tweaked. But I've read the first draft and it's pretty good, to be fair. So, but I'll refrain from judging the quality of it because technically the conversion rates will dictate how good the copy is. So we'll start piecing that together and putting it into the funnel this week. So the aim will be for this week to go get that progressed. It might take a couple of weeks to build it all out now, but we should be well on track to launch, certainly by the 1st of November, for our academy and new revamped coaching program. So really, really exciting on there. In terms of existing, I think we had another client join on the coaching program, which is amazing. So that's another £295 a month coming in on the business, which takes us to somewhere in the region of just under £3,000 now a month. Which again, it's only a business that's 3 months old. So it's and we've given it very little focus because nearly all the attention has been on property empire investments. So again, very, very happy. So there'll be a lot of marketing work on getting the funnel built, so we can start driving this business very shortly, which is really, really exciting. I've been waiting for this for the last 9 to 10 weeks or so. So that's pretty cool. The property business, we've filled a couple of voids, so I think we're gradually getting to where we need to be, which is great. It's a slow, hard slug to get these last few voids boxed off, get these last few refurbs done, so that we can then just maintain at a nice level. And obviously Jack's talking a lot about the 2 squared model. We use 2 squared very much so in our property business. So it should be a lot lower maintenance once we finish it off. So that's going pretty well. We have had a little bit of a resourcing issue with passing stuff over to people in the team, and I think some of them have been a little bit overworked and side of things, so we've got to have a rejig on the resourcing front, and that's another big challenge of running multiple businesses, especially if you've got a team that kind of cross over to different businesses. Then you need to make sure you resource very, very carefully, not to give your team any overwhelm, because that's exactly we try and protect entrepreneurs in terms of overwhelm, stress and anxiety. We don't want to do exactly the same for our team. So really important to kind of address that. So a bit of focus has to go on that. And the social media content repurposing agency, we've got the guys working on a highlight from the live stream event. So we've got all of the video footage been downloaded and currently in the process of being submitted to Guinness World Records. So to go along with all the other adjudication evidence, we've got the video being condensed down into a highlight reel, so that a short kind of snappy promotional video we can use moving forwards. And we've also got a separate one being created for the charity as well, which is where we talk as much as possible about the charity. So again, a couple of video editing projects going there, and we're going to put a bit of ad spend behind them to push them out a little bit further, which will be really cool. Hopefully get some more reach and awareness for the charity, which would be amazing. And I'll also have the obviously promotional highlight video of the event that I can use personally moving forwards, which should hopefully be pretty cool. So that's going on. Dan, my social media manager, he's away on holiday, so we've slowed up a little bit, and with the workload we've got in other areas, we're not pushing it so much at the moment. But he should be back this week at some point, so I'll have a catch up with him and we'll start putting the wheels in motion for the next steps, which one of the big targets is going to be growing the YouTube channel, but also kind of getting into the nitty-gritty of the processes and systems that we've already got set up and how we can improve them to get better optimization on the posts that we do. So that's kind of happening as well, which is really, really cool. So we should be moving on that one very shortly. And then the fifth one, which ran into the list, is the Property Empire material supply business, which we're in the crux of putting together a refurb calculator, because the issue we have when we put our deals together in the deal sourcing business, Property Empire Investments, is that we're using budgetary figures on historical refurbs for what an investor's going to have to pay to get the property up to standard. Now, obviously every property is different shape and size, different condition to begin with, so it makes it quite hard to do that. So we're actually putting together a refurb calculator at the moment, which puts together all the furniture packs. But basically, the idea is we can punch in how many rooms we're creating, how many kitchens, how many bathrooms, all these types of things. We've got a full spec list now for material supply. All the fire safety works, we know what goes into each room, etc. And it will create a calculator. And then the final thing will be is we'll have a day rate that will agree with or have a day rate indicative figure for contractors, and we'll have maybe 3 tiers. So a poor property might take 4 weeks, an okay property 3 weeks, and a good standard property 2 weeks. And that way you can then put a little bit of an algorithm into calculating refurb costs on deal calculators, because we already know what the materials costs are going to be. We know what the labour rate is going to be. So hopefully it will give us a more accurate reflection of what we can put on our deals. So that's being created in the background. I've got the guys working on that at the moment. This approach should be ready pretty soon. So that's where we are at the moment. So to summarise what we're doing for each business, Property Empire Investments sort out the bottleneck in the sourcing process and get the cash in for the remaining 2 deals that have been verbally sold. Property Empire Builder, we have all the copy in place now, so we'll be working on second draft, but also building out the funnel now, which may be a couple of week process, so we can be ready to launch the coaching academy. Sorry, the Property Empire Academy and the Property Empire Build Your Property Empire with no money coaching program by the 1st of November. The property business, maybe get another void filled, that would be lovely this week, but it depends on the workload and how much work's left on the refurbs that we're doing. So we've only got about 5 left or so out of the whole portfolio, so they're doing a cracking job. I just don't want someone's beating the hell out of me. I'm running as close to the side as possible. There's a big passing line there, and he decides to try and run me off the road. Nice! But anyway, I've got your number plate on camera, sunshine. But there you go, anyway, I digress. So, and the material supply business will hopefully have the crux of a refurb calculator done that we can start using for when we package up our new deals, which will hopefully start coming through towards the back end of this week. So that's pretty much it today. So as a whole, I'd say it's a pretty good week. Every week you become a world record holder, and there's quite a good few things that are happening in the businesses at this moment in time. But as always, you want to speed things up slightly. But you know what? I'm pretty content and pretty happy where we are at the moment. There's only some few small things that need to be done that we can result in quite big progress. So it's a good place to be. So I'll update you again next week. If you have any questions, drop me a line, drop me a comment. I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger question, I'll do a separate blog episode and I'll tag you in. If it's not for you, absolutely fine. To some friend, follow me. But before you go, do check out my Facebook group, Runpreneur, or my YouTube channel, Kevin Britton Runpreneur. I'm 130 or so episodes now. A nicely catalogued neatly by topic. Completely free resource, so there may be some stuff in there you can tap in or out of in the future. So that's pretty much it from me. As always, the Runpreneur vlog was set up to help entrepreneurs out there who are struggling with overwhelm, anxiety and stress, and how you can use exercise as a release mechanism to not only manage that, but find a way to channel it into a real positive. And that's what this vlog is all about. That's what my dream was for this. So, as always, anybody needs any help, if you need someone to talk to about this type of stuff, just drop me a line. I'll try and be as available as I can for everyone, because it's something that I deeply care about. I've been there, I've done it, it's not nice. I think I cope with it pretty well nowadays. If I can help others do the same, then all the better. So that's it for me today. As always, stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.